Hello and welcome to Wednesday Unwind. This week we are joined by a fashion design icon, David Josef. His clothing line has been featured in Bonwit Teller, yay David, Nordstrom, Bloomingdale's. He's dressed national celebrities and stars. There's very few Boston television or political women who have not been dressed by David at some point in their careers. And now he has basically said, pandemic schmandemic, we will carry on. And he has now an inspirational story of pivoting, which we can all relate to. So many people out there are trying to figure out a way to pivot. And David, you're a fantastic example of how to do it. Philanthropy, which I want to talk about because it's such a big part of your life. Hard work, which is also kind of a big part of your life. And I hate to say it, David, a little overeating, which also has been part of everyone's life these days. Yes. So welcome, David, to Wednesday Unwind.
Hi, Janet. Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
I want to start, David, with March 14th. March 14th, 2020, life was good.
Yeah.
Your business was booming. You had just dressed Melissa Manchester, Melba Moore.
Yeah.
Your wedding business was booming, a special event business. You went to bed that night feeling pretty damn good about everything.
I was stuffed.
Needless to say. And then you woke up on March 15th. Let's talk about that. What happened?
It wasn't as cut and dry as that, obviously, because we knew it was coming. Look, we knew. Yeah. I don't want to get political, but we knew. I'm just a schmuck in Waltham sewing dresses, and I kind of knew from watching Italy and watching Spain and knowing what had happened in China that it was coming. It was coming our way. And I will also remember my husband and I had an argument. My husband was downstairs, and I got up, and he was already ready to go to work one morning, and he was just gray. And I said, what's wrong? He said, this virus, it's coming, and if we get it, we're going to get sick. You've gained 3 or 4 pounds, so you're just a pinch overweight, and I'm an old man, so we're going to die. We're going to die. And I said, oh, would you stop about the virus? We'll just take care. And then within 2 weeks, boom. And then as things were shutting down, there were so many different levels of the craziness. We had literally just gotten back from a trip to New York City we were there on February 27th in my hotel room to fit Melba Moore a final fitting of an outfit that she needed. The 28th, our friend Nick Walker was opening on Broadway. You know Nick, Reverend Nick.
Son, sure, of course.
He just left Hamilton, Aaron Burr's Hamilton, and he went into Temptations' Ain't Too Proud on Broadway as the lead, as Otis Williams. So we were there for his opening night, went back to the hotel after the party and everything, and went to bed, got up that Saturday morning on the 29th, now, because it was a leap year, went to DC on the train. We knew enough to know to be a little careful, but not enough to, like when Danny had used the bathroom on the train, he was like a ninja. He wouldn't touch anything with his hands, putting on the water with his feet and all that kind of stuff. And then we traveled all the way back. And in between, there were 10,000 kisses and hugs and love and likes for people we knew in Melbourne and everybody. And then it came a week, 2 weeks later, it was really severe, and we had to shut everything down. So that was it's a really good question, because everything was one way.
Yep.
And then it stopped, and it stopped. I mean, it literally stopped. It was like unfortunately, when the Boston bombing happened, it stopped. We were home. That's it. It was cut off. And in the first day of our governor shutting us down, when we stopped everything, we stayed home, and I thought, okay, well, that's it. Screw Weight Watchers. I'm going to die. Danny's got me convinced I'm going to die. I'm buying chocolate cream pie, ice cream, pasta, everything I hadn't been eating for months and months. And of course, I think within 2.5 hours, I put on 30 pounds. Just about. But it was horrible. We were all scared and insecure and not knowing. We had no way to latch onto reality. And when I get into that space, it causes me panic attacks. Not
Yeah.
walking around, not living in the house. When I go to bed, when I go to sleep, I wake up in this place of, oh my God, this startled, terrible place. And it wasn't until it was a few days. It was the 20th when we woke up in the morning to watch Morning Joe on MSNBC, and Joe Scarborough had put up a tweet that Governor Cuomo was asking for New York designers to please help, that they had no PPE, they had no masks, they had nothing. And I thought, you know what?
Boom.
Let's do something. Let's go to the office, get in the car, go. And it was bizarre because you remember the beginning of all this. No cars on the streets. Everything was closed down. It was like the end of the earth.
It was.
Got to the office and we grouped together some fabrics. I went to the Deaconess, Beth Israel Deaconess website to find a pattern. They had said that they were posting patterns of home sewers, because why make masks if people can't wear them? If they're not going to be safe, there's no point.
Right.
So we went to their site, we got the mask pattern, I recreated it, we made a few masks. Janet, I put up one picture on Facebook, one picture of me in a purple mask, and I said, okay, here's what we're doing, folks. We need to donate. Everyone I know who sews, let's all join into this movement. Ba-dum. Here's a mask. I'm going to bang out a couple of hundred. Who wants them? Come, I'll mail them off to you, that kind of thing. And I thought we'd be done. I thought we'd make a couple of hundred masks and we'd be over. 10,000 masks later.
Unbelievable.
We're
10,000 masks. You have made 10,000 masks since March.
I personally have made 7,500.
And Danny?
No, Danny is part of me.
Oh, that's, I see.
2,500 masks. We did a GoFundMe page for $15,000 in one day. In 24 hours, we ended up with $21,000 for a mass production to be done in Fall River. My good friend Ann Russo, a gal that I grew up with in Providence, put together. What she does is a technical end of fashion, and she works with manufacturers and things like that. And she put together 25,000 masks.
Wow.
And we got, of that batch, I got 2,500 of them. Was it 2,500? Close. Yeah, a little more. And we got them to people that we knew at Boston Medical Center, at Harvard, not Harvard Community, Fenway Community Health Center, all different places.
Everywhere.
Where people were reaching out to me. But Janet, it was so not fulfilling. It wasn't something you sit back and go, oh, look, we helped, we did something good. Because the calls and emails and texts were coming in.
Didn't stop.
Every minute of every day, for thousands and tens of thousands of requests that we couldn't possibly fill. So we literally fell into a depression, because as much as we were trying to help, we were paddling upstream. It was impossible. But I had to realize that we can only do what we can do without getting sick ourselves, mentally or physically.
Yeah.
And over time, the government came through, the state came through, and other home sewers came through, and millions of masks were made. And then it was the transition to, okay, the checking account's empty.
Yeah.
Let's see what we're going to do now. Let's figure this out.
Exactly. And I remember I'm one of your social media followers. We have a very, very vibrant social media personality on Facebook. I don't know, I'm sure also on Twitter and Instagram as well, but I do follow you on Facebook. And I was seeing what you were doing, so impressed, obviously, but also selfishly, I wanted a David Josef mask.
Well, that's what started.
Right? So there you go. So you started to hear from people like me.
Yeah.
And then what happened? Did you, by the way, even before you answer that, what is the time, how long does it take to make a mask?
Okay, it only takes 7 minutes to make each mask.
7 minutes.
But
wow.
It takes 4 weeks to get an order out at this point. It's a 4-week, people order today, they'll get them in a little less than a month.
Okay.
It's just
that's demand
and
is.
I let everyone know that up front when they're ordering masks now. I let them know before you order, it's a 4-week production time, lag in production. So if you still want, great. And now it's pretty awesome because everyone has masks. Everyone has. So people
yeah.
were genuinely reaching out because they want a David Josef mask, which is really, really amazing. But they're also really great masks.
They are.
Let's go backwards, Janet. Let's go back.
Go back.
So the transition from, like in Hamilton, rewind. The transition from going from making for hospital workers and nursing homes and all of the people on the front lines was people reaching out to me saying, how do we, and it was, at the beginning it was, I'm not making individual for people. I'm just trying to get this out there. And people were very kind and so kind. And somebody said, I want to start a GoFundMe for you. And I said, I don't know, I'm doing this. I mean, I have fabric and this is not, I have thread, I have everything. There's no one has to put money into me to do this. As we progressed, what we started to do was people were calling and asking, and we did a Venmo page. And when, say, Janet Prensky called and said, I would like to get 2 of those Marilyn Monroe masks. How do I do it? My answer would be, here's our Venmo, make a donation so that we will always have masks there available for first responders. So the things we had to donate, we would always have the fabrics and the elastic and everything that goes into the wire and everything that goes into making masks for the first responders. And people started doing that. Then I heard from a big Broadway guy. His name is Christian Borle, and his girlfriend Sky Maddox. I work with a lot of women on Broadway. I had sent Beth Level, the biggest star on Broadway, who unfortunately is supposed to be starring right now in The Devil Wears Prada, opening on Broadway soon, but all of that's delayed because Broadway, who knows? So she's the biggest star on Broadway and the most fabulous woman in the world and a lovely friend. I sent Beth and her fiance Adam a couple of masks to stay safe. They sent me a picture. I posted the picture, and their friend Christian Borle, who is a Tony Award-winning actor from Falsettos and Little Shop of Horrors and everything on Broadway, he calls and he said, I just talked to Adam. How do I get your masks? I said, well, this is how we're doing it. It's donations. And so he asked for 2 masks and he donated $1,000.
Oh, wow.
Which kept it going. And then it was happening all the time. So we were giving masks away to people who needed, families in the inner city who just didn't have money, or families at different churches or nursing homes, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds to nursing homes. But then we had lovely people like that putting money in so that it balanced. There's always been a wonderful balance to my life, and this balanced.
That's amazing. And then I was talking to Danny a little before you came on, and it surprised me to hear that this is not an easy business. These are long days.
Exhausting. Yeah.
It's exhausting. What is it? Is it the tedious nature of the work, or what is it?
That's a very good question. It is all encompassing. It is and I'm still learning as I do it. The masks are perfection, but now we have a Facebook page, David Josef Masks on Facebook. So orders come in all day, all night, different hours, but I don't have hours of the day to sit and write up all the orders. So I have to give up a morning a week to writing up all the orders that came in that week and then send back a confirmation to everyone. But I do it myself because that's just the kind of jerk that I am. It is, Janet, I have to be controlling, and I have to, when my company was big and we sold to Neiman's and Saks and Bonwits and Bloomingdale's, I had 22 employees in Boston. I had a staff in New York City, and I had to relieve myself of all of that. By 2008, I just couldn't do it anymore. It's too insane, and you're doing half the work over again. So I never thought this would grow into a huge business the way it has, but it has.
It has.
To take a morning and write up orders is beautiful. It's like, oh my God. I mean, you still get excited that, oh my God, the naughty mask. Can you believe somebody just bought that FU mask? And it's just crazy, and it's exciting, but it's also exhausting. It's a day of handwriting and then getting them into a production schedule. I hand it all to Danny in order. All the orders are in order of when they came in and what the delivery dates are. And he will start cutting and mass cutting, and we have mountains of them cut already, or so he'll pull, give them to me in order, and I then sew them. I'm always late. I'm forever late because something else will jump in. I will get a call from a nursing home in Boston saying, can you get us out 50 masks? We have them on order. We're out and we're reusing. And it's like, no, okay. So we stop. And for a day, we'll bang out another 50, get those out. But the people that I'm selling my masks to are my social media friends, and they are kind. I don't have jerks.
Yeah, you don't.
I don't.
No. Yeah.
I have people who are
very, yeah,
who understand what this is, what we're all doing here, that this is a group effort, and we're all here to keep each other safe. So when I have to call someone and say, or send them a note saying, I'm a week late with your order, I hope that's okay. It's like, no, you take your time. I know what you're doing. I just read your post, my big apology post. Like, oh my God, everybody, I'm late. I can't believe it. I'm late again. And then, but Janet, wait a minute, because then you finally get caught up. You're finally there. You can exhale, you can breathe. And then a mother of the bride will call and say, David, hi, it's Margie. The wedding's back on. Oh, that's when's it back on for? The same date, 3 weeks from today. So I need my gown, and we got to do a final fitting on the wedding gown. It's like, no, I've got 500 masks to make by then. And it's like, no, it's pre-pandemic orders. They've left deposits. I have to honor the orders. So it's that juggling of.
Now you're in the balancing world again. Yeah. Wow. Well, the good news is, though, is that the wedding business is coming back. That makes me feel good.
No, it's true.
I mean, the world is coming back. So that's exciting. What would you say, David? Would you say that about 25% of your wedding business has come back, or in that area?
Not even that much yet. Not that much yet.
But slowly.
Yeah, slowly. Tomorrow I go in and I finish a gown. So tomorrow's not a mask making day.
Yeah.
Again, we'll cut all day and get things organized. But I have to finish a beautiful green gown for a gal picking up on Thursday, and her wedding is in 2 weeks. And then I have another mother on Thursday of this week. That wedding was supposed to be in November, and it got moved back to the end of October.
That's unusual. Wow. Out of all your mask work, is there one that is most popular, that you get most of your requests for? If it is suitable for our audience, I don't know.
There's several. When we first started, I guess I was one of the first guys to do American flags, and the American flags for and this was all donation, but groups of veterans, the VA, we donated hundreds and hundreds and hundreds to. So the American flag was a big thing, and then around July 4th as well. Our Marilyn Monroe mask was massive, men and women. However, Janet, what can I tell you? We live with a bunch of dirty-minded people. The dirty masks are naughty masks. I call them naughty. Are very charming, because when you look at it, it's a bouquet of flowers. But when you read in between the flowers, it tells you to back off a little bit. Back off 60. I won't say. So now we just got fabric that's a PG version of it. So it says on it, back the fork off. Or this is bullshit. So we now have the PG version. And different bars. I have a friend down the South Shore, the Pisa family, MJ, owns a bar, and the naughtier the mask, the better. It's that kind of bar. It's really funky and fun, and it's added a level of fun and excitement for the guests to come in just to see what mask they're wearing now. So we literally, because we're also designing fabrics, so I have my own exclusive stuff that everyone else doesn't have, and we just did a beautiful red background with these black and white stars like built into each other, just like boom. So it'll be pretty for Christmas or Valentine's Day. Very pretty, except it says, put on your every mask. So they're all very interesting, but those are the big hits. I
have a feeling the naughty ones might have risen.
Those are the good ones. And it's all women ordering them.
Don't look at me. Don't
all blame ordered by women.
We're angry, David. We're angry. Now, I wanted to take a moment, though. I have always been so impressed by the work you and Danny do when it comes to philanthropy. I mean, you're a giver. You're a mensch. May I say you're a mensch?
A mensch.
I'm a mensch. I didn't know if with what's going on now, are you still able to do some of the charitable work? Are things going virtual? How does all that work?
We did, because our Faith and Fashion with Reverend Liz Walker for the Corey Johnson program at Roxbury Presbyterian Church, a trauma program. It was supposed to be happening October 15th. We were going to have a kickoff party for our sponsors and people who've been big donors to our event. Sometime, when was it, Danny? A couple of months ago. And it was going to be at Fenway Park. They gave us part of the green wall upstairs, the great rooms. David Ortiz was going to be our host. I mean, it was just going to be something. Boom, that exploded. So instead, what we did is we did the whole thing virtual. David Ortiz came on. Liz had one of her people we directed an hour-long program with Reverend Liz and me, Nick Walker talking from Broadway about Broadway closing down and how he wished he could be there entertaining us. We went into the governor and Marty Walsh and different people, different hospitals, talking about the need right now, especially during COVID, the need for people going through trauma. Everyone's going through some sort of trauma. And then we went into a member of the community who goes to these meetings, and he talked his story. And you literally, this was a roller coaster of emotions because it was fun, and I was a clown. And Reverend Liz does that Liz Walker thing where you hear her voice. And
she does it
best.
Who does Liz?
Nobody. Yeah. There's nobody else. You just, good evening, everybody. She does that thing, and it's like, oh, there's Liz. I missed that so much. And it's like meatloaf. It just warms you, and it's perfect. And then we ended with Melba Moore doing a big number, Lift Every Voice and Sing, that Negro spiritual. And she raised the roof. She was outrageous. And by the end of it, the instrumental part at the very end, she just started speaking. And one of her lines is, because freedom ain't free. You got to give, you got to help. We raised, I don't know if it's my place to say that that's their job, but we raised a mountain.
Great. Well, that's impressive.
Yeah.
It's not easy with these virtual stores.
No, it's not, especially people are unemployed.
It's hard to raise the money. So
it's
good.
Embarrassing to even ask because everyone's going through financial hardship. Yeah. But when Reverend Liz talks, and of course Marjorie Clapper and Chris Spinazzola being the producers, the big wigs, the big companies came in and put $25,000, $25,000, $5,000, and we ended up with an astounding amount to keep it all going for them.
That's it. I'm always just so impressed by both you and Danny and the labor of love that you put into these efforts that you do. I just felt it was important for people to know the good you do. And that there is good still happening out there, which makes me
my other charity is Fashion to the Rescue, which I came up with because we had a friend who owns this animal sanctuary in Arizona and needed help. And I didn't know how to raise money. I didn't know how to do any of this stuff. And again, I went to my friends online. I did a GoFundMe, and one day we raised $15,000 for her to fix Crystal, this beautiful horse who came from the rodeo, who was beaten and bruised, and so many things wrong with her. She needed chiropractic work, and she needed a vet, and it was going to cost $15,000, or else Amy would have had to have sold her. And if you sell that kind of horse, you know what's going to happen. The horse is going to be slaughtered for her price. And it wasn't, we couldn't have that happen. So Crystal is the first horse we ever saved. And from that came Fashion to the Rescue. And now we've raised, this year obviously got postponed, but in 4 years, we've raised close to $500,000. So this is the stuff I quell for. I make the dresses so that I can do this.
Yes, exactly. I mean, obviously you have a lot to your legacy from fashion, but that's your true legacy in my mind, is that what you've done for us. Absolutely. Now we're going to have I'm not going to keep you long. After all, David, you and I are both hungry. I know, we've been at this about 20 minutes.
Listen, I could talk about me forever. It's my favorite subject.
All right, perfect. I thought we would do a little fashion quiz.
Oh, okay. Okay. Do I look secretarial now? I'll put my glasses on.
It's called Fashion Icon or Babicon. Meaning, is this an icon or a icon? Not so.
I like this.
Right. You're gonna like this. Share.
Icon.
Too easy. Too easy. Kim Kardashian.
But icon.
Too easy. Whoopi Goldberg.
She is an icon in her own truth.
In her own word, I agree.
She has her style. She owns it. She works it. So yes, icon for sure.
Okay. Okay. Hillary Clinton. Tough one. I think that's a tough one.
I don't think she's either. I don't think she's found her place yet. Still.
Yeah. Okay, I'll accept that. Yeah.
Somebody like me to help her just
Sure.
get the look that she wants and hone in on it.
Yeah,
there are times she looks spectacular, and there are times it doesn't work.
Exactly. Agreed. All right. So she's an icon. She's an icon.
Yeah.
Serena Williams.
Love, adore, icon.
Icon. Agreed. Jane Fonda.
Icon. Come on, baby.
By the way, how the hell is she doing?
That whole collar flip.
No,
It's so David Josef.
Then how about Lily, though? Her cohort, Lily Tomlin.
I've gotten to make clothes for Lily, so I have to say icon because she owns some David Josephs. Yeah.
Well, then easy. And then Madonna.
Icon.
And then my two favorite countesses, the Dowager Countess from Downton Abbey, Maggie Smith.
Oh my God. It doesn't even matter. She could be naked or wearing drapes. She's icon. It's like Cher.
How about Giovanni, the Countess from Real Housewives of New York, Luann?
What's a nice word to say? I don't want to say whore. No, I didn't say that. No, that's a no. Yeah, that's a bye con.
Real Housewives are.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you. Although they would disagree with you, but I would agree.
And that's good. That's why it's America.
That's right. Well, listen, this has been great. I felt I've always so admired you and haven't had the opportunity to really tell you that and talk with you. But I think what you do and your husband, Danny, the two of you together are such a team. I love hearing him in the background, be the puppet master. Yeah. Who can do it on your own? There he is. Hey. And I wanted to end, though, with a very important thing. David Josef's, because I wore it yesterday for the game.
Good.
Go Cam Neely, baby. There's my Patriots mask.
Except are you wearing it upside down? No, you get the wire on your nose, right? Okay, good. Aren't they great masks? They're great masks.
They're fantastic. And I love the thing on top for the nose.
The wire is everything.
And I love, and everybody should know, you also include filters when you send it, which I thought was fantastic.
And now, actually, because we keep upgrading, we keep realizing new things. Oh, I can't say, but I just did 10 masks. I cannot say, and you can't ask me more. The biggest superstar female artist in recording history right now. I just did 10 masks for her and her family. And we just got, as we were ordering some fabrics, some special fabrics that we had to design for her, the fabric company sent it to me with this little plastic thing. So you put the elastic around your ear on this plastic hook, and it goes back here so you don't have to stress your ears anymore. So Janet, on your reorder, you'll get some, because now everybody's getting them with every mask.
Reason to reorder. I have many of them. Awesome. David, I thank you. This has been so much fun, as I knew it would be. I hate to say get back to work. I hope you're not going back to work.
Nope, not today. We worked all weekend.
Good.
I can take this time with you.
Well, puff to you
that
too.
Puff is right.
Actually, in person, my friend. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, honey.